Plumbing, heating, cooling, celebrating 15 years of bringing comfort to you. Keilty, call RJ Kielty. They'll get your system working to cool you down. And if fixing a leak is what you seek, RJ Kielty service is the best around. RJ Kielty, plumbing, heating, cooling, over 50 years of bringing comfort to you.
Hi, Tanner Keilty here with RJ Kielty, Plumbing, Heating, Cooling. We are here at Keilty's Corner podcast number 49, the big 5-0 in a few weeks. And we have Ashley Howard here with Howard Cleaning.
Hello.
And we have
Brooke
here. You can introduce yourself at this point.
Yeah, that's true.
So let's dive right in, Ashley. So Howard's Cleaning, what is your business exactly?
Yeah, so we do professional floor and upholstery cleaning. We do residential and commercial work. We've been doing carpet, tile, hardwood, luxury vinyl plank cleaning, area rugs, tons of furniture. And we have portable equipment for high-rise situation and truck-mounted equipment as well.
That's awesome. Yeah, I know you guys are like the real deal, professional. And we were just talking, your husband's at the Threshers, right?
Yep,
Doing
we're
a big
cleaning all the floors there this week. So all the bathrooms, the offices. So that'll take a few days.
Is that like a contract-based thing where it's every so often?
Yeah, they typically do it 3 times a year, and then we'll do like an emergency clean if needed, if they have like a water intrusion or heavy stains or something. But yeah, we are scheduled every 3 times a year to do it. So before the season, in the middle, and then after.
Okay. Is that like is that mostly like cleaning tile and stuff, or do they have a lot of upholstery type stuff too to clean?
Not really the upholstery, just the carpet and then the tile.
Yeah. Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, and all the bathrooms and stuff. So.
So you started in Cincinnati.
Yep.
And how long?
Back in 2009.
2009.
And then, we still have the business there. And then we moved here in 2017. So I've been here 9 years now.
And how's the Cincinnati location going? Good?
It's still going good. Yeah, we have 3 trucks up there. So, not a huge operation, but we do a lot of commercial work up there. We do a lot of apartments around the university. So I was just telling them we were just there for like a mini project. And then my husband always goes up for 2 weeks in the summer to do like 1,000 apartments before college goes back into. Yeah. And then we do a lot of residential up there too. But we have a number of property managers that we work with up there. So it's been a nice mix,
How hard is it, just because I know with multiple locations, how hard is it to kind of juggle that?
Everyone always seems to ask that thinks that's the hardest part, but really the hardest part is just finding staff. With technology, I can track the vans and track the schedule. We still take the calls from here, and that's not too difficult. It's just finding good qualified people to show up to work.
Harder down here or harder up there?
I'd say about the same. It's just, people, and I used to say I thought it was the younger generation, but it's just getting people to show up to actually come and consistently do the work.
Yeah. So Ashley and I, we were at a golf charity, and we were actually talking about this. You had hired somebody and it was all good. And X amount of time. And then that morning you're on the phone. You're like, oh, I'm dealing with somebody who didn't show up.
Yeah. And I never heard from him again.
Really? And you were trying to call him and text him.
It was a 60, an older person. Yeah. So it's not, I used to say it was the younger people, but I think maybe since COVID things have changed. I don't know.
Yeah, that was the turning point for us. And I'm seeing a little different now, although I've we've been having issues with that too. But during COVID, we would set up, and no joke, it was maybe 1 out of 4 would actually show up to the interview. And we were an on-site recruiter. So she calls, sets it up. The day before, tries to send out a contact, like an email. We send them a calendar event. And then the day of, we also try to reach out to them.
Yeah.
And 1 out of 4 would actually show up. And then we'd hire somebody, and they're all happy. And then maybe half of them would actually show up for the first day.
Yep. It's like we offer to do the next step after the interview is a paid ride along. Because we want to make sure it's a good fit on both ends. Idea. And nope, they don't come. So, but I've had 2 showing up. This is the 3rd week in a row. So up in Ohio. So I think we're
Yeah,
back
good.
staffed good for now.
Yeah, and then COVID was bad. And I'll say like probably starting 2 years back, we really had people wanting to show up, but then we've had a little bit of a snafu here lately, or whatever, for whatever
Yeah.
reason, people schedule interviews and then don't want to show up. I don't really get it. Maybe, people said maybe it's the benefits deal. They keep their benefits if they at least try to
Right.
schedule us. I don't
I think
know what it
I
is.
think the newer, younger generation might be a little bit of a switch, because actually one of
Yeah.
the kids we hired, he's going to be going to electrician school.
Yeah.
So I think they're seeing a need for the trades.
Yeah.
It's something that AI can't really
Yeah.
take over.
And I'll say that too. And you're seeing that more on social media. They're pumping this a lot more, like, hey, be a plumber, be an HVAC, be an electrician, be in the
Everybody
trades,
needs
be
it.
working.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think those people are like where they were kind of looked down upon
On
to
it,
be in the
yeah.
trades before. Like now they're like lifting them up and people are kind of proud to be. And I will say on like the younger generation, and people are always hating on it, but from what I'm seeing on my end is like we're getting a lot of really good people that show up. I mean, you still get the people who don't show up in title and stuff like that, but for the most part, we're getting a lot of good people to show up. We have an internship that they basically go through class, and they're riding with somebody, but at least once day a week they actually go through class.
Mhm.
And we're getting some really good people that way, but you got to train them. Like the people we're getting outside of our program, not trained the Kielty way. I'm sure you have
Yeah.
people that aren't trained the Howard
Yeah,
way.
they don't need to have experience.
Yeah.
We want them to do it our way.
Yeah, because you invest that time, money, and effort. Hopefully, then you're going to see the returns from it.
Mhm.
And we have, and it's been working really good for us at least the last few years. Where the younger generation, they're proud to be a tradesman. You know what I mean?
And
Their friends are
and
like,
it-
"Man, how'd you get that job?" So
And they spend all that. If you spend all that money going to college, and then they're like, "Oh, now I don't know if I want to do this." I think it's a good step, but even you could do a trade and then decide if you want to do something else.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree with that, and it's really one of the only jobs you get paid to learn something.
Mhm.
Like you go to college, and I know a lot of people that go to college and make significantly less than somebody who got paid to learn a trade and then now are in the trade, are really really good at it, and either still in the trade and that's what they want to do, or they want to be a supervisor, a manager, or whatever. So it's I think we're seeing a shift in that where people are finally like, hey, I always wanted to be a software engineer. Well, guess what? Claude can do that.
Right.
I create programs. We
Yeah.
were talking about that yesterday. Like it's coming.
Mhm.
Jesse, who's behind the scenes here. I mean, he does it amazingly. He did it before everybody else did. So, if you're not in tune with that kind of stuff, that's a lot of stuff's moving,
Mhm.
and you better find a trade that, it's going to take a few years before the robots can, clean or, can do plumbing and HVAC and electric. So,
I know it's an interesting time we're in. That's for sure.
It is. That's true.
What do you got?
So you guys moved to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
What made you start your business down here? And is there a difference between like Florida and Ohio? Do you see a difference in how you have to run your business or like clients? Things
It's
like
pretty
that?
much the same, I would say, for the most part. I mean, we do a lot more. I think we do a little bit more tile here and furniture, just because less people have carpet here, and then furniture obviously gets dirty with people sweating, and then their pets, and then sand and all that. So
True.
I feel like we do a little bit more furniture here for sure. But we actually, I was telling you before we got started, we bought an Airbnb in Clearwater Beach. So that's what kind of made us make the jump to move. Once we bought that, we were kind of could envision, living here instead of just, we didn't come to this part of Florida specifically. We always did a lot of beach vacations, but my husband and I looked at each other and just said, if we don't move now, we're never going to do this. And because we both were born and raised in Cincinnati and we were in our 30s. So we said, all right, let's do it. And then my parents followed quickly after, a couple years after. So now it's definitely home for sure. And we don't feel like we have to escape the the cold and the dreariness. So so it's we're pretty much, I'd say both businesses are about equal in revenue now, because we're not really
Okay, good.
I'm not there physically marketing up there. And actually, I never did marketing up there. When we started the business, I had a corporate sales job in IT and didn't do what I do here now, which is the marketing piece. I was always helping in the background, but so yeah, it's definitely growing here. We just kind of want to keep it steady up there. And now, we still have some family and friends up there, so it's nice to go back, but it's definitely not home anymore.
Yes.
Sure.
So my family, my dad was from the Midwest originally. My mom was from the Midwest, both of them from North Dakota.
Okay.
So they understand that. My sister lives in Minnesota, or I'm sorry, she lives in North Dakota in Fargo, which is right by Minnesota. But yeah, I don't know how you guys did the cold.
Yeah. Nope, don't miss that. I like being here. Well, it is a little hot, but we can go inside and cool off.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. I mean, Florida air conditioning, I could see where that was an issue, but this day and age, I was born and raised here, but I honestly couldn't live anywhere else.
Yeah.
I love it here. So.
Yep, we're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Actually, we lived in this house longer than our 2 houses that we lived in together.
Really?
So, yeah. And we just did some big new floors, or not new floors, new doors, windows. Now we want new floors, new doors, windows, and deck. So we're not going anywhere.
So I got a question for you. Again, being in different states, how is the market different from Ohio to Florida? Like I hear a lot of Florida, like we have a lot of contractors that, come from the Midwest or from New York or whatever, and they come to Florida and eyes just go wide. They're like, man, you're doing that for that price? That's cheap, because it seems like a lot of competition. How is it in your industry?
Our pricing here, I mean, we do this, it's pretty much the same pricing for our industry, but our industry is known for, we don't really increase the rates a whole lot over time because you're always going to have these smaller, not big box companies. So, I mean, the pricing is the same here to Ohio. The only weird thing that was different when we first got here, I always remember when we first started booking jobs, they would ask some weird questions like, are you sure you're going to show up? Or do you have insurance? And I'm like, yeah, would you like me to send that? I mean, obviously the commercial jobs always ask for that, but I'd never really gotten that question from residential. Not so much now that we're established here because they see our rapport online with all of our reviews and stuff. But when we were first getting started, they were like, are you sure you're going to come? I'm like, yes, if we say we're going to be there, we'll be there unless, something crazy, every once in a while you have van issues and machine issues, but for the most part, we can show up when we say we're going to. So that's really been the only difference, but we've tried to keep the pricing is pretty in line, the same as Ohio.
I don't know how people in business or people stay in business nowadays with not showing up, but yeah, that's a big problem with Florida. It seems like people just don't want to show up. I mean, geez, I feel like I'd be like freaking hung somewhere if we didn't show up for an AC. You know what I mean? But like, seems like a lot of people do that still. They say they're going to be somewhere, don't show up, and then you just don't hear. I'm like, don't these people want business? I don't fully understand it, but
I have to return every call, every email, personally and professionally. But that's just how I've always been. So I think it somewhat depends on who you are. But then again, how do they have a company if they don't show up?
I get people just undercut, and maybe people see that and will deal with that kind of stuff. I don't know, but that's just not how we.
That is the one big difference, though. Here to Ohio, the insurance is 3 times as much here to have this, same general liability, commercial auto
is just a nightmare.
Yeah, and when we add a staff member, they actually run their, history. Whereas in Ohio, it doesn't if I add a new employee to the policy, it doesn't really change the rate. Here, it's significantly does. So we're spending, I think, 3 times. I think we're doing 3 times as much in our monthly expense for insurance. So that's a big higher expense here. But
off topic, but how is litigation, I guess, the attorneys in Ohio versus now? Because now that's all I see a lot of. I mean, there must be less, I guess, litigation there for the pricing to be cheaper, right?
Yeah, I think just because everybody, even the driving here is different. So even personal auto is a lot more than what we were spending up there. So I guess that's what's driving it.
Yeah.
Knock on wood, we don't have to really file any claims unless somebody gets in an accident or something, but we don't really damage too much inside home. We've only had maybe one issue over the past 17 years. So
I have a question. Was it difficult to start your business down here? Because obviously you had your business up there. People probably obviously knew your name. Was it difficult to start it down here, or were you able to kind of, I mean, you had that.
With me doing it, networking here and stuff and getting involved with chambers and different things, it was easy to get it going, and then just
Right.
building obviously it took a little while to get reviews and stuff, but
Right.
once you have that, then you kind of have the backbone, because everyone vets you out online first. So it didn't take too long, but like I said, we didn't really do that up there because I had a job, and we just we had a big network up there. We grew up there. I had college friends there, corporate friends, high school friends, our families were all there. So that helped kick it off there a little bit quicker as opposed to here. But now, it seems to be pretty easy to get it off the ground.
Yeah. If you do exactly what you said, you know what I mean? If you market yourself correctly and then you follow through of what you say you're going to do, like word gets out that, hey, this is actually a good company.
In our industry, too, used to be still is, like, a lot of people do bait and switch. So they're like, oh, it's going to be X dollars. And then they get there and then they add on a bunch of fees. So we don't do that. Like, we don't want to try to upsell you. We give you the price. Everything's included. That includes pet enzyme if you need that for your, dog accidents and stuff. And so, because I know I don't like when I have someone come out to my house and that happens, they add on and then they're already there. You're like, well, you got to fix it or do it. So go ahead. But then you're annoyed afterwards because you thought it was going to cost $200 and it was $400.
You did this.
Yeah.
So our industry is just horrendous in that. Mostly on the HVAC side and very specifically on like the duct cleaning. Like, we're NATCA certified. We have, $30,000-$40,000 worth of equipment. We know what we're doing. We pay our guys because they know what they're doing. And you'll get people that get scammed all the time. Oh, $49 come out there to do a duct cleaning. You can't even roll up to somebody's house for $40. You're paying somebody $49 for them to rip you off.
Yeah.
To say like, oh, you've got this mold and you've got, you know what I mean? You've got that, and it's going to cost you $2,000, and they still don't have the knowledge. They still don't have the equipment.
Right.
They're not going to do it. You're literally paying somebody to rip you off. So like being able to like fight and combat that, where people are like, oh, this guy's only charging $49. I'm like, well, you're going to get a 49. The guy might have a little shop vac or something. I don't even know what you're doing for $49.
With the gas prices and insurance, you can't roll a truck.
Yeah, you can't roll a truck. You literally are paying somebody $49 for them to rip you off. And same thing on preventing the maintenance and stuff like that, but just down here, I don't know if it's the same like that up there, but
we just try to educate them this is the all-in price. We're not going to get there and add on a bunch of fees. As long as what you have is what, then it won't change. So that's what we've tried to pride ourselves on too. Because a lot of
just integrity, that's a lot better. Like, short term, you might. That's what I don't get with companies. You might be able to rip people off and entice them for a dollar amount. You know what I mean? To get them to call or whatever. But your reputation's gonna be burnt, and that's just not good for longevity. I personally don't understand it why people still do that in this day and age. But it's probably getting worse. Starting. So one of the questions we have there, like, what was your inspiration to start the business?
Oh yeah. So we both kind of always wanted to own our own business. And at the time like I said, I had an IT sales job and it was going really well. And my husband worked for Coca-Cola and got laid off. He was in sales and he's kind of like low man on the totem pole. So we just looked at each other and said, well, why don't I keep the job with the benefits and all that and get something started. And his stepdad actually was the one who suggested floor cleaning. He's like, it's recession proof. Baby boomers aren't going to clean their own floors.
You're not going to have the equipment.
People, you can go rent one of those little machines at Ace or whatever, but the baby boomers, they're not going to do it, and nobody has the equipment to do it, and it's easy to learn. We didn't have to get a storefront. We didn't, it was a pretty easy startup cost. So we were like, let's just try it. My husband started learning on YouTube and took some classes, and we just said, all right, let's try it. And then that was one van led to another van, and then eventually, like after I moved here, I still kept my corporate job for almost a year. And then I finally said, okay, this is it's time to pull the trigger.
Mhm.
So that's how we got started. And then
You ever miss your corporate job or no?
no, not. I mean, of course, there's some perks to it,
Mhm.
benefits and all
Yeah.
that, and the camaraderie. And I still keep in touch with a number of people from it,
Mhm.
but not really. Yeah, the
Yeah.
flexibility and the freedom is pretty nice.
Yeah.
Most days. Some
Yeah.
days it's like, okay. There's been a couple days in the past couple months where I'm like, but I don't think
Yeah.
I could go back. It's like once you get used to having the flexibility and with technology, and you could work from anywhere.
Yeah, it's cool. Like right now, like you said, you could have a place up in Cincinnati. You could have a place here, and it's not like back in the day you were sending faxes or whatever.
Right. And I was so used to working the work from home mentality, because when I worked for the sales job, I already worked from home, and we did the Zooms and all that. So I've been used to the flexibility of, not necessarily punching a clock 9 to 5. So obviously owning your business is definitely not a 9 to 5
No, there's
either.
no 9
You
to
think,
5,
oh
yeah.
yeah, now I can.
And there's no real vacations.
Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah,
there's
but
not a disconnect vacation.
even
that's
being
for
in
sure.
sales for so long, I treated it like it was my own business in a way anyway. So I'm used to always checking emails and texts and calls. So
Yeah.
I'll take the good, the flexibility with the good and the bad.
Yeah, I get that.
So it's been good.
We have some comments. Let's see.
Oh, okay.
Reagan said Reagan Weiss, sorry, we all know Reagan. Ashley Howard gets the job done. She is a no-nonsense individual and deals with people of value, always looking to grow and improve her company. P.S. Tanner is handsome and Brooke is an asset to the company, and then he sends a muscle.
How you doing, Reagan? I actually saw him. I don't know if it was last night or night before. He was on his hands and knees cleaning his black.
I did see that. I was like, does he need us to come out?
I'm like, man, those old knees. I don't know if they work like that.
I did see him doing that on his floor.
He's got his one engraved Superman
Yeah.
in his little man cave down
He
there.
must have been
It's
in
pretty
a
cool.
cleaning mood.
Yeah.
And let's see. And then it says Teresa Cannon is watching.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know who that is. And then we're still looking for some comments. So there we go. Just
Yep.
send them in. What's the dynamic like with you and your husband running a business? How has that been?
Yeah, so we've been doing it now for 17 years, so we kind of don't know any different. We've been together 25 years. So at this point, we don't really know different. But yeah, there's definitely challenges with it. I mean, we have to know our roles. He's more operations. He loves to fix things, so I don't get involved in any of the product ordering or fixing machines. And I just want to know, does my van work? Is it rolling?
Yes.
Is it on the road today? So and then he's not a computer person, so he's not an email. I do his schedule. He doesn't if it was up to him, he wouldn't even have a phone, but obviously you need a phone to run a company. So we definitely understand each other's, good good qualities, bad qualities. So, but it's funny sometimes, an issue will arise when we're golfing or boating or with our parents. And sometimes my parents, look at us like, okay, because we, talking, that we talk like we're business partners at that point. We're not, marital partners, but we've gotten pretty good at turning it on and off, and having our time when we don't talk about work and that. So it's part of our life now. So we just don't really know any different. But we don't have kids, so that makes it. I think that makes it easier too. We have the ability to do fun things together and turn off work when need be.
Yeah.
But it's fun. Some of our friends and my parents are like, okay, because of the way we talk to each other about business sometimes when we're not agreeing.
I get that. Sometimes you don't want to relive the day. You want to just,
Be done,
be done. And then sometimes you want to talk about it.
And he's a night owl. So sometimes that doesn't help, because he'll be turning on, looking at the schedule for the next day. And I'm like, I don't want to talk about it. I've already, I don't want to think about the next, I don't want to think about work right now. But he's not ready to talk about it at whatever, 3:00 or whatever. So, but we figured out we have our way of communicating and making it work. So it's part of our life. It is our baby in a sense.
Yeah, it is. I like to kind of talk about the trucks a little bit. So how difficult it is, I guess, to set up a new truck? Like, what kind of equipment do you need?
We typically buy them used with the machines already in them.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. So
you'll
they
find
already
a
have,
company kind
yeah,
of thing. Oh,
we
that's
bought
cool.
trucks up in New York before,
Yeah.
driven them down here, or
That's smart.
people getting out of the business, you
Mhm.
know, and then it's just easier than buying a brand new, usually, is what we found, even though you're going to have, you know, issues, but they're machines, so they run all day. So
Yeah.
they're basically in double miles,
Yeah.
because if they're at a house or business, that machine's on.
Well,
If-
yeah, the truck has to be on then,
Mhm.
right? Yeah, the chart.
So
Yeah, run
the
it.
truck
Yeah.
might only have X amount of miles, but really it has more. So we've replaced a lot of engines
Yeah.
over our lifespan with these vans. But he's learned how to work on them too and do the basic maintenance on them. But
Mhm.
yeah, that's the hardest part, is just, you know, making sure those are in good shape
Yeah.
and ready to roll every day.
Yeah.
Because some days they're not. So then we usually we try to keep one or two backup vans,
Yeah.
just in case of
We do the
issues.
same things.
Yeah. That and finding good help are the two biggest
Mhm.
you know, issues. But
Is it hard to find? Is there like specific equipment you look for when you try to find like those vans?
yeah, there's
or-
different brands and stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, we've tried them all pretty much.
Mhm.
But there's certain ones that he likes more than others. And then,
Mhm.
you know, we try different products and stuff
Yeah.
too. So yeah, most days they work fine, but every once in a while,
Mhm.
you know, you'll have an issue.
Mhm.
And then yeah, we've had our share of getting new engines. So
Yeah.
but again, sometimes
Yeah,
it's
we
more
have
cost
to.
effective to do that than go buy a whole new van.
Yeah, go buy like yeah. I run that cost analysis in my head all the time because
Yeah.
it's like, you know, you have to look out for your people, you have to look out for your consumers, you know, your customers, and like, you know, yeah, I could just buy all new vans, you know, every 2 years, but then you've got to pass down that to somebody,
Do you lease any
or
of them,
you're
or
a road.
you buy
No,
all of
we
them?
we we
Yeah.
buy all of them, and you know, and obviously you have to keep it up and keep it refreshed, and you want your guys to be, you know, prideful in what they drive and stuff, but also it's, you know, you can't just, I mean, a standard XL F-150 nowadays is like $45,000. Like
Yeah.
it's insane,
Yeah. And
you
then we got
know?
to put the machine in too.
Yeah, then
So,
yeah, you got machines like
'cause
us. We
we
have
like,
pipe racks and there's equipment stuff we have to put in it, but not like you guys, you know, and you got to wrap it and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, man, that's just it's so, you know, back in the day we were buying for, you know, $13,000. You go buy 5 of them, it wasn't too big of a day. Now it's like, oh, yeah, we got to buy a few more, you know.
Mhm.
Shoot.
Yep. But they do last long. We buy like
Yeah.
the Chevy Express
Yeah.
or the GMC vans, the 2500s,
Yeah.
and we can put some miles on them.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah,
So
and we do the same thing. We're like, yeah, maybe just put an engine in for, you know, for 5 grand or something like that versus spending another 40 grand if it's, you
exactly.
know.
Yeah. 'Cause I don't even know. I haven't priced out a brand new one, but with the
Oh, like a
machine in it.
van nowadays? Yeah,
Oh, the
you're
van and then
50,
the
60
machine
grand.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
we're
put some
probably talking
machine. Yeah,
100.
you're
Yeah.
talking about 100 grand. Yeah, probably.
Mhm. So
So
we can buy like a used one, you know, 30, 45.
yeah, exactly. But like I said, you may have to travel to make sure.
Yeah, we've done it, so sometimes
Mhm.
it makes sense.
Mhm.
What areas do you service around here?
So we're out of Tarpon, and we
Right.
usually go within 45 minutes to an hour of there. Obviously, we'll go further if it's a larger job, but we're not gonna for one area rug. It doesn't make if somebody calls from Tampa, then I usually
Yeah.
tell them, hey, you might want to call somebody local, because then I
Yeah.
got to cover
It's
the
not fair
cost
for
to
them.
drive.
It's
Yeah.
not fair for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go down to St. Pete, typically up to Hudson, and then over to Tampa. But the majority is, I'd say, Trinity, Newport Richey, Tarpon, Palm Harbor, Dunedin, Clearwater.
And would you say it's more residential or commercial, or is there
Here it's about 60% residential, and I'd say 40% commercial.
Okay. And is that the same in Cincinnati, or
It's a little bit more commercial driven up there because of the property managers that we work with. So I'd say it's
Okay.
probably 70-30 there.
okay? And is there a difference like in your what's the word I'm looking for? I'm blanking on it. Your operations, I guess, when you handle residential cleaning versus commercial.
I mean, there's pros and cons to doing both. We like them both for different reasons. We're going to focus this year on getting some more like what we have up there, some property managers, multi-tenant buildings.
Mhm.
Because then the good thing about that type of commercial work is you can do it during the day. Because we'll do like apartment turns, you know, when people move out, and
Yeah.
the company, you know, the property manager usually pays to get the floors cleaned before they paint. They, you know, do any repairs, and then the last step is usually getting the floors cleaned. Um, So, and then, but like today, this is a one-off, the Thresher Stadium. That's a great, job. We like doing offices, multi-tenant office buildings. Retirement homes are good.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're not really specific. It doesn't, we're
Mhm.
open to whatever, whatever companies need, or we like residential too. Cause then residential people usually need us anywhere from 1 to 4 times a year, depending on how many pets and kids and people
Yeah.
they have. So
Yeah, it's funny. Like now, I see I got kids and pet and stuff like that. Like the floors just get so bad, so
but yeah,
fast.
and then they spill stuff on
Yeah.
the furniture. Yeah.
So go through that process. So you're cleaning tile.
Hmm.
I mean, is it worth to seal it and seal the grout? Does that, you know,
It definitely helps. So
it
yeah,
definitely
we
helps.
come in, we pre-spray
Yeah.
everything, and then we use what's called a counter rotating brush machine, and
Mhm.
that'll help agitate any dirt
Yeah,
throughout the
lift it
tile and the
up.
grout lines.
Yeah.
And then we professionally clean it with the truck,
Mhm.
extract it, and then we can seal it. It does help prevent dirt from getting in, but it's not going to prevent it forever,
100%. Yeah.
And if it's really old, then we don't really recommend it, just because if you don't upkeep with the sealing
Yeah.
and the cleaning, then it doesn't really make a huge difference to seal it, but
Mhm.
it definitely can help on the newer floors.
Now, do you seal like the tile and the grout or
Yeah.
just the grout? Okay.
We just do it all. It's less tedious, and it
Mhm.
helps, repel the dirt better. So
Okay.
yeah, we do a lot of like showers, and then bathrooms, kitchens. We don't do like a ton of restaurants and stuff, because a lot of times the grease in the back there. So we'll do like the front of the house, but
Yeah.
not really. We don't get into
Because it won't
super-
really,
Yeah.
help too much.
If
Yeah.
restaurants, yeah, they don't do a ton of big job of upkeep.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do a lot of tile here, because there seems, and then this type of floor, the
Mhm.
the luxury vinyl everybody's putting
Mhm.
in. We do quite a bit of that as well.
I get flashbacks when I bought my first house from somebody, and it was just, I mean, the grout was literally black with like white tile,
Mhm.
and it was meant to be white.
Yeah. They're like,
But
you'd be surprised how good of a job it does, though.
yeah,
We'll do we did a lot of after the storms,
yeah.
construction.
Oh, I'm sure a
cleanup.
lot of that. Yeah.
Yeah, all that dust after
Mhm.
the contractors come in and do repairs.
Do you guys ever work? Well, let me back to my story. I just remember with the little
You were
grout
doing, like, a
stuff, they had
toothbrush?
like this little roller. No, like after I finally got it cleaned, like my dad was using all kinds of crazy. I don't know how he didn't, get high from all the fumes and stuff.
Yeah.
But then after, I remember I got like this little roller for all the grout and stuff like that. It seemed to actually work okay, I guess. But
Yeah. Ours is
it's
a
a
little
lot
quicker
easier.
and faster.
Yeah. To me, I'm like, this is horrible. Like a little squeeze bottle with a little roller.
Yeah, because we turn
You get from Home Depot. Yeah.
the pressure up on the machine to the PSI on the machine
Yeah.
to like 600, and then
Yeah.
it just pulls it right out.
Yeah. That's cool. See, again, doing it the right way it pays.
Yeah. Sometimes, if you think you want to do it yourself, and then you get into it.
Yeah. No, thanks.
That's funny. See, what else do we have here? Okay, how about this one? So you sent your little bio,
Mhm.
and you said that your values are centered around relationships and community. So, do you have like a customer story that like really exemplifies your values as a company? That like a story that maybe you went above and beyond, or just something interesting that has happened to you guys over the years?
I
stands
think
out.
it mainly goes back to the whole, we try to be a little bit different than the big box companies, where we come in and we're locally, we have a
Mhm.
vested interest because we're locally owned and operated. And, it's my husband and I that built the business. So we're not going to, like I said, add on fees and stuff when we get there. So I think that's our biggest thing. And just being honest, sometimes even too, if we walk in and it's just so bad, then we'll be like, okay, hey, you probably should replace these for us.
Yeah.
We can clean them, but I don't think the result's going to be quite what you want to pay for. So we don't mind, being honest and walking away if it's really bad. But most of the time we can make a difference. So
Mhm. And do you have a lot of like return customers too with
Yeah.
residential?
yeah, we do. I mean, I think once we come, then they're happy, then they have us back out.
Do you guys have like a service plan or anything like that?
We're willing to offer that. Like if they
Yeah.
want to do like a
like a
a
maintenance
quarterly,
yeah.
whatever, but we have a handful of people that say they want us to come back a specific,
Yeah.
but it's kind of hard to manage because then like if you put them in the system for every 3 months or 6 months, sometimes then we call them to confirm and they're like, oh, that time doesn't work, and then you end up,
Yeah.
so it's
Moving it
sometimes
around anyways.
it works
Yeah.
better just to have them call when they're ready. And then we'll do like, reminder marketing emails. Hey,
Yeah.
we're offering this promotion or whatever,
Mhm.
back to school special or holiday special
Mhm.
kind of thing.
I was going to ask you because I know you're on the marketing end of it, and I know you do a lot of networking stuff. But
Mhm.
I guess really, what's your marketing strategy here in Ohio? I guess well, you kind of talked about a little bit in Ohio. You already kind of had the connections, but like, how do you? So you're like a new business wanting to grow. I guess
Mhm.
what is your suggestions for marketing?
I mean, we use Google a lot,
Mhm.
but then with the whole AI, I think it's really important to make sure you're on that too,
Yeah.
showing up on there. And then social media has obviously been huge.
Mhm.
But then just still, I think going and building the relationships, traditional networking, and still
Mhm.
getting out in the community is a great visibility and
Mhm.
way for people to remember that you're still around. And then if you support, them too, other local
Yeah.
businesses, and then they remember. So for like us, working with other cleaning companies and new floor installation companies, or and
Okay. Yeah. Those
restoration
little
company,
connection.
yeah,
Yeah.
because if the cleaners, they go in, they dust and mop and
Mhm.
vacuum, but they can't really. I mean, you can vacuum every day. You still need
Yeah. You're not going to get
eventually
that
to
grime
get,
off stuff
yeah,
or
or
whatever.
like a lot
Yeah.
of stains. They
Yeah.
can't get that out. And same with the tile.
Mhm.
They go in and clean the tile, but they don't have the machines. They're just
Mhm.
mopping. So
Pushing it
that's who
around
we,
sometimes.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We, we try to not market with or network with those types of people,
Mhm.
new flooring companies, restoration companies, and cleaning companies, our
Mhm.
best referral partners.
So on the commercial end,
Hmm.
um, how hard is that, I guess, to get kind of commercial contracts? I know that's kind of a niche thing to kind of break into. And after you get a few, maybe kind of blossoms that way. But how hard was that to kind of create
Yeah, I
those
think that's why
connections?
here, I feel like some of the other like the companies we're talking about, the $49
Mhm.
companies are
Yeah.
maybe do like the apartment turns and stuff. Whereas up there in Cincinnati, we, got in many years ago and we've just continued that relationship.
Mhm.
So, it's not even like we're on a contract with the property managers that we work with up there. It's
Mhm.
just, it's a handshake deal. We show up
They
when you ask
know.
us to show up and we get it done,
Mhm.
and just continue to deliver. And that's when people remember, because if they have an emergency or just making sure you are reliable, you say
Mhm.
you're going to come, because they're working on their own timelines, especially when it's a property
Yeah,
turn.
time's money. Like you've gotta, if they got somebody ready to get in there, like you've got to turn it pretty quick,
Hmm.
otherwise they're gonna lose out on cat.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing too. Like we picked up some more just by people finding us online, but it's
Mhm.
again just as much, as long as you show up, then they're going to call you back.
Have you ever had to like work the phones and stuff like that to try to kind of get business?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
actually took the phones back over last
Yeah.
year
Yeah.
because um, people were missing things, and I obviously care. I
Yeah.
have a vested interest, but that's what
Yes.
I'm saying. We've picked up some really good commercial jobs because you don't know who's going to call in.
And you have to try to, yeah, you got to close.
Because if you tell
Yeah.
them no, then they're not
Yeah.
going to call it back. So
Yeah.
you have to win it that first time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that first impression is so important. And I say this, I don't know how many times, and to our dispatchers and our CSRs. And I'm like, you guys are the most important person in this organization
Hmm.
because you're talking, you're creating the relationship. People can sense if you're actually having a good day or bad day. Like when you talk to them, you need to have and be genuine and be smile and want to help people. Like it's
Right.
a very specific type of person. And then you also have to be very organized, and you also have to be able to very logistics and then figure out the best place to put the right person and everything. But
Right. And that's always something I would stress to the people I was answering the phone before. Like,
yeah.
make sure you never tell someone no. Like,
Yeah.
I'll figure out
Yeah,
how to
we'll
put them
figure it
in.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do that same. We have a high priority list. So, a lot of times our guys will get through jobs maybe faster and we could fit in a call or
Another
two. Yeah.
job. Yeah.
Happens all the time. So, never say no and we'll figure it out.
Yeah. And that's why I still don't really want, like, I don't want an AI to answer the phone, because
Correct.
if they don't really want to talk to a person, then they can
Mhm.
fill out like our inquiry form, and
Yeah.
and we can book them that way. But there's still a lot of people that want to talk to a real person too.
Yeah.
There's something about, I mean, I personally
Yeah.
I like talking to a real person
Me too.
for things.
Yeah.
But then there's some that don't. So then we'll text them, or we'll do like the inquiry form, or they can book online.
Do you guys use that book online? You have like on your website?
We do, but
or
people
Google
they
or-
do the quote. They
Yeah,
like, because
quote.
our stuff
Yeah.
is not like scheduling a dentist
Yeah.
appointment, or
Yeah.
same with yours. Like
Yeah.
you're not, unless they're scheduling a maintenance call or
Yeah.
something, that it's not always cookie cutter.
No.
So that's why I still want to talk to someone if they want to talk.
And that can make or break your business too, giving somebody,
If you
wrong
wrong
figures.
wrong
you know?
price, yeah. So
People get
the
upset
get
too,
quote
yeah.
now is a better option, because then they can put in what they have, and then we
Yeah.
can give them a price.
Yeah.
So,
And it's exactly, they put what they have. So there's no ifs, ands, or buts. If they try to add, oh, I thought this was also included. Hey, well, this is what you put,
mhm.
Do they give like send pictures too sometimes?
Yeah, we
or-
do tons
okay.
of quotes over. Yeah, with technology, it's so easy.
Yeah.
They can send me a picture of this couch, and I can tell them how much it's going to be.
Mhm.
Or if they have for tile, it's by square foot, and then carpets by room. So
Mhm.
it's not super hard to
Yeah.
figure out.
Yeah.
And we don't, unless it's like a bigger job or a commercial job, then we'll go out and quote it ahead of time.
Yeah.
But with residential, it's pretty simple to just do it over the phone or via text.
Yeah. And they already know what the price is before they go. I'll say, what percentage of the jobs do you get like quoting it over the phone? Like a lot of people price shopping for like just the lowest price, or are you
Of
able
course,
to kind
yeah,
of
you've got a lot of those. But then there's others that have gone and done their due diligence and already kind of decided they want to go with us. But yeah,
Yeah.
of course, you have the ones that just want the cheapest, quickest, and they want it, they want it today.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, did you not know that
The
your
most
floors were
aggravated,
dirty?
I
Yeah.
gotta have this, and
Yeah.
then they're also the
They're like,
cheapest.
I want it the cheapest, and I want you to come today. I'm like,
Yeah, and I want
Okay.
some extra stuff too.
Yeah. So it's it's hard, because you just have to figure out which ones are doing that, because you want the people that are going to stay loyal to you, obviously,
Yes.
that like that you're a family owned business and you're
Mhm.
local and you
You
care.
got to
Like,
stand behind what they
Exactly. We
do a
want-
good job. You know what I mean?
yeah, and we've got top of the line products and equipment to work on stains and everything.
Mhm.
And yes, we really do want you to be happy and come back and tell your friends and family.
I always tell people this, and people run businesses two different ways. Like I care about the lifetime value of the customer. If I go out to a job, something happened, we quoted it wrong, we did something wrong, or even if we didn't do wrong, just the price was, I don't care if I lose money. All I care about is that person calling me back. Because
Mhm.
you know what I mean? If the person keeps calling you back and you work on volume, like you'll eventually make money back. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It doesn't matter if one job, if you make a mistake and you lose money. I'm like, just you eat it, you learn from it, move on.
Make it right,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Make it right, move on. Like
We all make mistakes.
we
and
all
things
make
are going to
mistakes.
happen.
Yeah. And but the person's going to keep calling you. Hopefully the person tells their family, their friends, you know what I mean? Maybe post something good online, and that's what matters the most. And I think a lot of people with business, especially now in the last 10 years, they want to kind of rip you off once, and they don't care if you call again, which,
Mhm. No, see,
I don't get how that is a good long-term viable, company. I guess there's not a lot of companies that have been in business since 2009 and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because they don't do the right things for their customers. So, I appreciate that you guys do that.
Yeah. we try our best.
Mhm.
Um,
Do you have anything else?
What's been your favorite part about owning your business?
Oh, that's a good question.
Well, I think we touched on it a little bit before, just being able to have the flexibility, even though you're kind of tied to your phone for sure,
Mhm.
but still,
Yeah.
Get up, go out and go for workout this
Yeah.
morning. It's not like I have to go super early, because I can,
Yeah.
still address things if needed. Yeah. And just, I mean, it has been fun with my husband, there's definitely a lot of benefits to build something together, and
Mhm.
just the constant learning and evolve. You're always learning and evolving, and getting to meet new people. We're both very big social people, so it's fun to go out and do the networking and stuff for yourself. Whereas
Mhm.
before, when I did it for my corporate job, it's a little bit different. You don't have. I mean, I still had the vested interest because, you're trying to make the sale and build the relationships, but it's different when you're doing it for your own business.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's fun to see, like, continue to grow and, give yourself your own goals and try to beat them. And we love to golf. And so that's been a good way to grow our business too.
Yeah.
That's
And
true. You You know, I'm not a great golfer, but you meet a lot of people.
Yeah, I think it's a great way to meet
on the court.
yeah,
Yeah.
do business and get to know people quickly. And, it's fun to be able to do that on a Tuesday,
Yeah.
but
Mhm.
then that means I'm working at night,
Yeah.
sometimes and
Yeah.
early in the morning. But at the end of the day, it's been good. And then plus we have, we've gotten into the Airbnb stuff, and that was another like business venture, and that's been cool to
I was going to ask
evolve.
you about
Yeah.
that. So how is that? How's the Airbnb business? I mean, how many houses, I guess, do you have? How's the
We
Airbnb?
just have the one Airbnb, and then we've had some annual rentals and
Yeah.
Tarpon too. But yeah, it's been great with Airbnb and
Pretty-
VRBO. But
pretty good
with the
tenants and
storms,
stuff?
that's the number of nights and stuff booking is a little bit down. But yeah, it's you have your fair share of bad clients with
Yeah,
that too.
yeah.
But you just learn how to deal with the punches. You get
Mhm.
better at dealing with issues.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just like, okay, I can handle this.
Yeah, we'll handle it. Move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, buy new sheets, buy new decor. Things
Yeah.
are going to break and
Yeah.
things get wear and tear. But
It's hard for people to understand that you have to run it like a business. You have to think like a business, and you have to
Mhm.
have that kind of in your budget. That hey, that stuff's gonna
stuff's going to
happen.
happen. Yeah.
And
I just-
you're making money on
like-
it. You're depreciating asset. You've got to. It is what it is.
Well, and I'm so thankful we bought it, because we wouldn't be here if
Mhm.
we hadn't. Because it wasn't like we came to Clearwater all the time or this
Yeah.
area. We didn't even know it. We just picked Tarpon on a whim. So,
Yeah.
and now it's home. So,
Yep.
yeah, it's been good. Yeah.
So you just kind of, because you had the place in Clearwater.
Yeah, then
you're
we
like,
just
"Oh,"
started
kinda
looking at
around
houses.
up and down.
Yeah. And we got a cash offer on our house in Cincinnati. So we kind of felt like, okay,
Mhm.
this is
Yeah.
it. And then my parents followed a couple years later. So it's been good to us.
Are they pretty close to you guys too?
They're here in Trinity.
Okay, cool.
In Heritage Springs. So yeah. Yeah, that's another like we clean the clubhouse there.
Do you really? Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
and we do Cypress Run, and we've done some other ones in the area. So yeah, those have been good because they have a lot of furniture and floors to clean. So
Yeah, that was the first time on Cypress Run. That's a nice course.
Mhm. That's where we're there every week.
Yeah.
Spend a lot of time there.
Did
So
a lot of slicing and stuff over there. So.
yeah, it's not an easy course to learn on either if you're not a consistent player.
No, I play hockey, so I got a hockey swing, and I don't know. I just can't get it out of me.
Yeah.
When I was young, I used to actually be pretty decent, and then do my back and everything else. I'm just not that good anymore.
Yeah,
I love
I mean,
it. It's fun,
It's fun to see how fun or big hockey is here.
Yeah.
Because not big, but with it being
You
warm
would
here,
think,
you wouldn't
yeah.
think, yeah. But
It's huge.
I love
here.
how it's such a big deal.
They could build
The
2 more rinks, and all the ice time would be out.
Those lightning games are so fun.
Yeah, they are.
It's been-
Yeah, they got like it was a couple years ago, but it was like the #1 franchise out of all sports.
I believe it.
They do just such
A
an
friend of
amazing
ours
job.
has the tickets right on the glass.
Yeah, that's
and
pretty cool.
It's super
I've done that
fun.
once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now that we've gone that way, I'm like, I don't want.
Yeah.
I just want to go on these seats. I don't want to sit up there.
Exactly.
They're pricey, but they're worth it.
Mhm.
It's worth the experience.
No, it is. It is.
Your kids play hockey too?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do. Yeah. I've been going back and forth. I played hockey my whole life, but coaching them. But man, the youth sports is tough with parents, but hockey is just another level.
Really?
It is just the parents are just. You think they're in the Stanley Cup every single, like they're
I
screaming
think
and
that's
yelling and
all
flags.
sports with
And,
these parents. They get pretty involved.
yeah. Jesse could attest to that too.
Yeah.
Running prospects and all that stuff. But yeah, it's they're crazy. I remember I played a game, and it happened to be on a Saturday for whatever reason. They had to reschedule it, and I was watching the game, and the parents were just going crazy. They had flags going back and forth. They was in their Busch Gardens rink, and they're screaming and yelling at the refs and at the coaches and stuff. I'm like, man, this must be. I'm like, hey, so I asked a parent. I'm like, is this like a tournament?
No, this is practice.
I'm thinking it was like the championship of the tournament. Oh, it was just like a regular rec game. I go, oh my God, I don't know if I want to do this.
Yeah.
I've been envisioned myself, being able to coaching my sons and stuff, but I'm like, yeah, I don't know. People yelling
They
at
take
you on
it
your time, I can
seriously.
yell at enough,
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
TBD.
TBD. Yep.
Yeah.
I did coach them in flag football both of them.
That's
That was
another
pretty
thing that's
cool.
big here. I don't
Yeah,
know if it's
it's-
big up in the Midwest.
It
but
just kind of
wasn't
took
when I grew up.
off.
Yeah,
No,
okay.
it just kind of took off the last 3, 4+ years, I would say. But
And a
it's
lot
just
of
been
girls do
crazy.
it too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the girls is huge. They have um in high schools and stuff. They have girls teams.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so it's
I
pretty-
didn't. We
pretty
didn't
cool.
have that growing up.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's big up north now too.
It might be. You know,
I
kind of
know
took
it,
off.
I
here
hear
like
about it a
crazy.
lot here. A lot
Yeah,
of
I
my
know.
friends' kids do it.
Mhm. So I got one more question. Do you have any more questions?
No fun.
I got one more questions. Howard's cleaning service 5 years from now. Where are you guys going to be?
That's a good question. We always toy if we want to. I don't know if we want to definitely continue to grow here.
Yeah.
We might do like a, potentially sell the Ohio business
Yeah.
because it's we don't go there a whole lot, but when my husband has to go for 2.5 weeks in the summer,
Mhm.
it's a lot.
Tough on him, tough
Yeah.
on you. Do you go with
I'll
him
go.
too?
Yeah,
or-
I just don't want to go for that long, and
Yeah.
I can do everything, all my stuff from here.
At least it's in the summertime. so
Yeah.
it's not-
It gets hot there in the summer, though.
Oh,
but
that's
yeah.
true. It does. Yeah.
But yeah, I think we'll continue to definitely focus on growing here. Maybe get a few more vans here, and then maybe sell the
Yeah.
Ohio side.
Yeah. So you could just, yeah, I could see that. If there is a big issue, it's you've got to get in a plane and go kind
Yeah,
of thing.
but
That's
at
not
least
like,
with you
hard
can
to drive.
you can get on, and there's a bunch of flights every day
Yeah.
here to Cincinnati. But we also want to continue on the property stuff. We
Yeah.
really enjoy that, and that doesn't require you to have staff.
Yes.
You have your vendors that you work with, and then you phone a friend when
I
it's
got an
the
emergency.
yeah, when there's an emergency.
Help.
So we've enjoyed that. So I think we'll continue to add that to our
Portfolio.
mhm.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, it was really nice talking to you.
Yeah,
This
you
is
guys
awesome.
too. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah. Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah. In 2 weeks. Oh, wait. We got
One more.
one more. Go ahead, Brooke.
Sandhill Crane of Pasco LLC. Great people, hoping to work with you soon.
Cool.
Yeah. How you doing? Yeah. Actually, I have Tom. He should be calling if he hasn't already called you already about giving us some quotes on some crane services because we need a lot on the HVAC side, especially. So, and maybe sometimes some boilers. So, we'll be giving you a call if not already. So, and thanks you everybody for watching.
Yeah.
We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Bye.